Okay, let's get real. If you're watching this, you've probably said it. We've had this same fight 100 times. We swore last time it wouldn't happen again, but somehow it does. And you're left wondering, what is wrong with us? And here's the truth: nothing is wrong with either one of you. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's just not great at relationships under stress. Let me show you why. And let's be honest, the stuff you're arguing about, it's not the real issue. It's never just about the dishes or who left the socks on the floor or who forgot to respond to a text. Those are the surface triggers, the things that ignite the fire, but they're not the fire itself. Underneath almost every repetitive argument is a deeper question, one that sounds like, do I matter to you? Can I trust you to show up when I need you? Am I important or am I invisible? When the answer to that question feels shaky, even for a second, your nervous system kicks in, it gets reactive. You protect yourself. You say something sharp or you go completely silent. And that protection, it's not just about being mean or petty. It's doing what your brain is supposed to do because it thinks it needs to do this to be safe again. So if you keep having the same fight, it's not because you haven't solved the issue, it's because you haven't gotten underneath it yet. The fight isn't really about what happened, it's about what it means. And that's where we start shifting the whole cycle. Let's zoom in on why your body goes into meltdown mode when your partner pulls away, or snaps at you, or says the one thing in that certain tone that instantly makes your chest tight and your stomach drop. It's not that you're too sensitive, or overreacting, or incapable of handling conflict. Nope, it's biology. Let's rewind. Like, way back, like caveman days. Back then, being part of a group was literally survival. If your tribe left you behind, you didn't just get lonely, you died. No fire, no protection, no food, no survival. So your brain, brilliant and efficient as it is, evolved one very specific directive. If you sense disconnection, treat it like danger. Act fast, protect yourself. Now, fast forward to today, you're not fending off wolves anymore. But your brain still scans for cues of rejection, abandonment, or emotional distance like your life depends on it. Because way down deep in your nervous system, it still kind of thinks it does. So here's what happens: your partner shuts down during a fight, they leave the room, they stop responding and go silent. And your brain, it lights up. We're being left. This is a threat. Alarms sound. Your heart rate spikes. Your stomach churns. You feel panicked or like you want to scream or walk out or cry or completely shut off. And maybe on the outside, the fight looks like it's about the dishwasher or about being late. But on the inside, your body's going, I think I'm being abandoned. I think I'm not safe. And this happens fast. You don't consciously decide to freak out. Your nervous system is wired to detect disconnection as danger, and it reacts before your logical brain even catches up. It's like a fire alarm going off just because someone lit a candle. And then we get into protection mode. Some people fight. Like, why are you walking away again? You always do this. And some people flee. They leave the room, they get in their car, they disappear. Some people freeze, they go silent, shut down completely. And some people fawn. They overfunction, they people please, they try to fix it instantly so they're not left. And all of those responses are survival strategies. They're not bad behavior. They're your body doing what it thinks it needs to do to survive a threat, even if the threat is just a partner needing space or not answering right away. This is why you end up in the same argument loop, because your nervous system is reacting to a survival scenario that isn't really happening, but it feels real. So the question becomes, how do we start helping your nervous system recognize that you're safe now? That your partner pulling away doesn't mean the world is ending. That's what you're working toward. But the first step is knowing what is happening. You're not dramatic. You're not unstable. You're just wired to freak out when connection is uncertain. And that wiring, it's not permanent. You can shift it when you start seeing it for what it is. Now that you understand why your body goes into full panic mode when things feel tense, let's talk about how that panic plays into relationships and why it looks different for different people. Here's the thing. Your nervous system doesn't just react out of nowhere. It reacts based on your history, your attachment wiring. Now, don't worry. I'm not about to hit you with a textbook. This isn't Psych 101. It's the real life stuff I talk about with my clients in sessions every day. Here's what you need to know. When we're babies, our survival literally depends on someone responding to us. We cry, someone comes, or they don't. And those early moments teach us a lot, not just about other people, but about ourselves. If our caregivers were mostly responsive and consistent, we learn, I can count on people. I'm worth showing up for. But if they were inconsistent, overwhelmed, checked out, or critical, we may have learned something more like, if I want connection, I have to work for it. Or people won't be there, so I better not need too much. Fast forward into adulthood. That wiring didn't disappear. It just got dressed up to look like grown-ups. Now, when you feel your partner's pulling away or you sense some distance or tension, that early blueprint kicks in. You might go into pursuit mode. You talk more, you raise your voice, you push for answers, you say things like, why don't you ever open up? You're shutting me out again, aren't you? That pursuit isn't just frustration, it's a protest. It's your nervous system saying, come back. I don't want to lose you. Or you might go into withdrawal. You shut down, you get quiet. You look calm on the outside, but you actually feel frozen on the inside. You think things like, if I say the wrong thing, it'll blow up. I need space to think. But to your partner, it looks like you don't care. And here's the heartbreaking part. Both of you are trying to protect the relationship. You're just doing it in completely opposite ways. One's trying to pull you close, the other's trying to prevent more harm. But in the process, both of you end up feeling alone and rejected and misunderstood. Let me give you a real example, something I hear in session all the time. So she says, I don't care, but I'm just trying not to make things worse. He shuts down every time we have a conflict. I feel like I'm screaming into a void. You see what's happening? They're actually in a dance. One pushes, the other pulls away. The more one reaches, the more the other retreats, which makes the first one push harder. That's not a communication problem. That's an attachment cycle. You're not just arguing about the moment. You're reacting to a lifetime of emotional learning playing out in real time. But here's the hope. If you can start seeing your reactions and your partners not as flaws, but as protection strategies your nervous system learned early on, you can stop taking them so personally. And that creates the space to try something new. Okay, If you've made it this far, here's the part where everything can start to shift. This is the moment in a session when I see couples blink, look at each other differently, and go, oh, wait, it's not just you. It's not just me. Here it is. You're not the enemy. Your partner is not the enemy. The cycle is the enemy. Let me show you what that means, because this is so much more than a cute metaphor. Picture this. You feel your partner pulling away. Maybe they just go quiet during a hard conversation. You start to panic, maybe without realizing it. So you raise your voice a little. You press, talk to me. Why are you shutting down? To you, it feels like you're trying to connect. To them, it feels like pressure. And they hate conflict. So they back off even more. And now you feel abandoned. You push harder. They retreat further. You escalate. They shut down. It's not about who started it anymore. You're in the loop. And here's what I need you to hear. This is not a character flaw. This is a pattern. A predictable, powerful, painful cycle. And that cycle has a script. It usually sounds like this. You don't care about me. You're always mad at me. You never open up. I can't ever do anything right. You know what all those have in common? Underneath the words is this ache. I'm scared. I want to feel you close to me, but I don't know how. The more you get stuck in that cycle, the more the relationship starts to feel unsafe. Not because either of you want to create distance, but because you're both in survival mode trying to fix it. And you're trying to fix it in ways that actually fuel the disconnection. It's like trying to put out a fire by throwing more wood on it. That doesn't work. Now imagine this. Instead of blaming each other, you both look at this situation and say, wait, I think we're doing this again. Boom. Right there. That's a revolutionary moment because you've just gone from adversaries to allies. You've gone from me versus you to us versus the pattern. And I'm not saying that magically fixes everything, but it softens things. It slows things down. It creates space to be a team again. And once you're on the same side of the problem, everything becomes a little bit easier. And you can start to shift it. Because now you can actually work with each other instead of reacting at each other. And honestly, that's where the repair begins. So now that you can see the pattern and you know your nervous system's just trying to protect you, let's talk about how to actually interrupt it. Because awareness is the first step, but it's not the whole staircase. So here are 4 things I walk my clients through, real usable tools to help you stop that old fight from dragging you back in. 1, slow it way down. I know that's easier said than done. But when you feel the heat rising, your stomach churning, your heart pounding, that's your nervous system flooding. And in that moment, you don't need the perfect words. You need space. So try this. Hold on. I feel myself spiraling. I need 60 seconds to come back to my body. That alone can change the trajectory of a fight. It's not avoidance, it's regulation. The second thing is name the cycle out loud. This one sounds weird until you've actually tried it, but it's literally saying, I think we're doing our thing again. You're getting quiet, I'm getting louder, and we're both starting to feel stuck. You're not calling your partner out, you're calling the pattern out. And that instantly shifts the energy from blame to teamwork. Then the third thing is swap blame for vulnerability. This is the most powerful and most uncomfortable step. Instead of saying, you never listen, try, When you turn away, I feel like I don't matter. Instead of, you always overreact, say, I get scared when things escalate and I don't know how to stay present. Does it feel raw? Yes. But that's where connection lives, in the honesty under the protest. The final thing is, just give yourself some grace. You're not going to get through this perfectly. That's not the goal. This is nervous system work. It's not about controlling your reactions 100% of the time. It's noticing them sooner and naming it faster and choosing something different just a little more often. Progress isn't a straight line, so it's 1,000 little repair attempts that slowly change that dance. If you've been stuck in that same fight, saying the same things, feeling the same hurt, walking away thinking, we were doing so well, how did we end up here again? Now you know, it's not failure, it's the cycle. A nervous system loop, an attachment blueprint, a totally human pattern that can be shifted. You're not crazy, you're not broken, you're wired for connection and terrified of losing it. But now you have a map. You can pause, you can name it, you can reach towards your partner, not with blame, but with truth. And that's how you change the story, one moment at a time. If this video resonated with you, I made something to help you take the next step. It's a free guide called 5 Ways to Start Difficult Conversations Without Triggering a Blowup. It's linked in the description below. It's got actual scripts you can try tonight. Not fluffy, not fake, but real tools to start real change. And hey, if this helped, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What part of the cycle shows up in your relationship? I read every single one. You've got this. You're already doing the work, and I'll see you in the next one.